The rest of it's solutes. You can take all of those solutes that are dissolved in the plasma and separate them into two categories, protein and non-protein. So all the proteins can be considered plasma proteins. Everything else would include like the salts, various nutrients, wastes, gases, anything other than proteins. There's 4 groups of proteins: albumin, the globulins, fibrinogen, and then what's left is your enzymes and your hormones. Albumin is the most abundant protein. One function is a carrier. So it could be albumin that picks up thyroxine from the thyroid gland and distributes it in circulation. That was one of the possible carriers. Because it's the most abundant protein, it contributes the most to buffering. There's just a lot of it there, and it's a great buffer. Proteins can bind up hydrogens, they can donate hydrogens. And that's what buffers do. They can fix either problem. Also, because it's the most abundant protein, it contributes the most to oncotic pressure. And I'll cover this a few times in the future. We'll see it again and again. But just a sneak peek here. Here's your blood vessel. Here's the few proteins you have out in the interstitial fluid. Here's the more concentrated population of proteins inside the plasma. Now all the non-protein stuff, everything that's smaller, is free to cross the capillary wall. So whatever sodium chloride concentration is in the blood, it's the same out here. So really nothing else produces an osmotic gradient because everything else is evenly distributed across the capillary wall, except proteins. They don't easily cross the wall. So the plasma proteins tend to stay in the plasma. So which way is water going to go? Everything smaller is equal on both sides. It's the proteins that are unequal. So where do you have the bigger concentration? So water is going to want to go this way due to oncotic pressure. And what do you call the movement of water across a membrane? Due to oncotic pressure or osmotic pressure? Osmosis. So you have water getting forced out due to blood pressure. Right? Hydrostatic pressure pushing the fluid against the walls, and it goes through. But then you have that oncotic pressure to pull most of it back in. Well, what happens to the excess filtrate that doesn't get pulled in? Because they don't match. You're going to produce more filtrate than you reabsorb. What's going to happen to all that excess filtrate over the course of each day? It's picked up by what system? And returned back to the blood stream. Lymphatic system. It's one of the main jobs of the lymphatic system. Pick up all the excess capillary filtrate, return it to the blood. The globulins, which is roughly a third of the plasma proteins. You've got alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha and beta are primarily transport proteins, like transthyretin is a globulin. Thyroid binding globulin is a globulin. The gamma globulins, on the other hand, those are antibodies. So here's yet another name for antibody. We have immunoglobulin, gamma globulin, agglutinin, antibody. 4 terms we've seen thus far all mean the same thing. Non-protein solutes, nutrients, wastes, electrolytes, gases. Homeostatic regulation of the plasma. Who's trying to keep blood composition, or more specifically plasma composition, because that's everything other than the cells? Who's trying to keep it stable? Like nutrient levels and gas levels, salt concentration, and thus osmolarity. Who's doing that? broader, you're giving me specific ones. All organ systems except reproductive. They're all contributing in some way. Even the skin. How does the integumentary system contribute? Prevents water loss, exactly. If you lost water across the skin, what would happen to osmolarity? And thus salt concentration starts going up. So they're reminding you that all the organ systems, really except reproductive, are contributing to the maintenance of normal blood composition or plasma composition and volume. And by maintaining volume, that helps us maintain pressure. So nutrient levels and waste levels and gas levels. Right? So you got digestive system and respiratory system and urinary system and cardiovascular system and integumentary system, nervous system, endocrine system, muscular system, right, in terms of keeping the temperature of blood stable. So really everybody, but reproductive. Good place to stop. So we'll pick it up with formed elements, and I should have the rest of your study guide from Training Service.